All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to freedailycoaching.com. Let me change my microphone here. I had my speakers, headphones on last night. Good morning and welcome to the freedailycoaching.com morning hangout. And I would like to say good morning to each of you, welcome you to the call this morning. So if you're here live, maybe you're watching on YouTube or the Google Plus feed, good morning, good evening, whatever time of the day it is, welcome to the call. This morning is going to deal with some words and some ideas and concept. On Wednesdays, a lot of times we do Words Wednesdays, and words that are empowering for you, words, maybe some scripting, maybe some types of words that you can be using in your business to build your business and to keep on growing. And so this morning, I want to speak on something and that was reiterated last night, and I was able to attend a webinar last night, a presentation, a training, and I actually had the opportunity to be able to introduce an amazing leader and just a great guy. And by being able to do that and getting on his training, I actually hung out for a while, and some of what he was talking about, I mean, all of it resonated and all of it was great stuff, but some of it really hit home, and it made me think about a couple things that I would like to share. And I want to share this with each of you this morning because I think it's very, very powerful. So let me just say good morning and welcome to everyone. We'll get started here. Good morning to Phil and Karen. Good morning, Linda. Hey, good morning, Craig. Nice to see you here. Judy, it's nice to see you. Clive, good morning. Tom, Debbie. Let me say a special thank you yesterday to the to Felicia Mupo for doing a guest host, and I believe Phil was over helping her run that run the webinar. So thank you guys both very much for doing that. Let's jump in to today's topic. Now, last night, as I said, I was able to go onto this webinar, and someone was talking about a principle, and I wanted to follow up today with that same concept, and I wanted to show a specific story, and then I wanted to tell you a quote from a philosopher that I think best describes this. So, how many times have you gone onto a training? How many times have you been somewhere where you're going to go and receive some information, maybe you're going to learn, and you say to yourself when you get there, oh yeah, I know that. Right? Like when you're talking to your 15-year-old kid, if you have children, if you have teenagers, I'm sure that you've experienced this, that when you tell them something, before you're even done finishing your sentence, they're like, yeah, I know. How many times have you done that? And the reason I bring this up is because it's super powerful, because when we do that, we're like, oh, I know. It's almost like we just shut the curtains. We're like, yeah, I know. And it's like we disengage and we're off doing something else. Have you ever gotten a training video, maybe it's a 10-minute long video, and you're 2 minutes in and they're talking about something maybe that you've heard before, and you're like, oh yeah, I know. And so you stop watching or you skip past it. So this concept and this idea is huge. And I want to read a quote from a gentleman that he was an English philosopher and a theologian, a scientist back in like the 1800s, right? His name is Herbert Spencer, and one of these quotes that he has is, there's a principle which is a bar against all information, which is proof against all arguments, and which cannot fail to keep a man in everlasting ignorance. That principle is contempt prior to investigation. Man, I love this quote, right? There's nothing, right, that will ensure this ignorance, that will keep a man, it's a proof against all arguments, and which cannot fail to keep a man in everlasting ignorance. So this tells us, hey, this is going to keep me in this place where I'm unable to grow, right? And what is it? It's contempt prior to investigation. What does that mean? It means that before I even check it out, before I take any actions, before I've done any investigation, I'm already contempt. I already have contempt. Isn't that the same concept? Isn't that the same idea as saying, yeah, I know. Hey, guess what? I already know. Hey, you know what? You're supposed to, we ask questions and someone starts to give us the answer and we're like, oh, yeah, I know that. Oh, I know that. Oh, yeah, that's duh. I already knew that. When we do that, it's like contempt prior to investigation. Why? Because when we do that, oh, yeah, I know, and we close down, we're not actually receiving the information. And then if we're not taking in the information, right, the training, whatever, we're probably not going to then follow up with the actions because we didn't really track with anything. We closed down. We didn't connect, right? We didn't start paying attention so that we could take the actions required. So, tell me what you think over in the chat. If you have any questions, I'd love to let me go ahead and open the Q&A. I know this morning's was quick. It was a quick shot. This wasn't Words Wednesday this morning wasn't meant to be this big, long, drawn-out thing. I want to show something else. I want to talk about something else that you can see this concept and how it can play out each day, right? And with you. So imagine this. Imagine that you did something like go out and meet new people today. Now, this is a common thread. It's a common message that a lot of people give. If you're networking with other human beings and that's your goal, right, is to build that networking type business and that's your model, then you have to go out and meet new people. Now, when people tell you that or when people hear that, and I'm guilty of it myself, I've done this myself, it's when people start to say that, you're like, oh, yeah, of course, I know that. I know, dude, I know you need to meet new people, of course. However, when we do that and we close off and then we're not listening to the rest to see what are they doing, what are these people specifically doing now to go and meet those people. That's one. The second is this. People all the time I hear this. Oh my gosh, you're so full of energy. What do you do? What's your secret? This this and this and this and this about the energy. Guys, check this out. If I'm going to be doing a webinar and I'm going to do it in the morning, then I'm going to get ready for that webinar. I'm going to come here. I'm going to bring the A game, right? If you're going to call someone on the phone about what you're doing, you're not going to call and be like, hey, yeah, I wanted to tell you about this thing I was doing. Yeah, I don't know. You might want to see it, right? If you are talking like that, if you're interacting like that, it's just not gonna work, right? It's just not gonna work. Why? Because your energy level is so low. It's just not attractive. That's not like how human beings are wired. That's not what's attractive to us. We want to be with other people that are doing things. We want to go places where other people are. We don't want to go to the restaurant where there's like no one there. We're like, dude, I don't want to go there. There's no one there, right? We want to be in the mix. Most of us, right? So, meeting people, using that energy, right? Raising your energy just a little bit. What if you just raised it 2%? This is where that contempt prior to investigation comes in. Imagine if you added 2%, 5%, 10%, just boom, up a notch of energy. Imagine if you were able to go out and talk to 3 new people, 5 more people today, 10 more people this week in the next 2 days. You can make your goals. You get to pick this. I'm giving options here. Imagine when you do that, if you tried it to see what the results were, wouldn't that be better than having the contempt prior to investigation? Because there's nothing that's going to bar you from this information, from growing, from learning, more than the contempt prior to investigating. Why not go out and try? Why not? That investigation is that action steps. Why not go out and try it? Hey, if it doesn't work for you, if you take some action and you don't get the result you want, you can always switch it. That's the great part. You can always change up the behavior, the actions, to get a different result. All right, we got some questions. Yeah, that's funny. That was funny. Yes, I will. Someone asked, will I put the quote in the group today? Absolutely, I will. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, yeah, we already knew that. So it was only a 20-minute call today. Unless you guys have questions for me this morning, I wanted it to be powerful this morning. I wanted to come at you with Words Wednesday and say, hey, listen, what are we doing? What are you doing in your business? And are you guilty of this? Because I know I have been. I've been guilty of this. I've allowed myself to have contempt prior to investigation, and because of that, it stunted my growth. It didn't allow me to grow as fast as I could. It didn't allow me to learn some of the lessons that I could have learned much earlier had I not had that contempt. Because what happened was that contempt for something that I already know, that attitude blocked me from taking certain actions. It separated me from what was required to get to the goals that I wanted to achieve. So if you want to achieve some new goals, if you have some ideas that you want to realize, if you have a place, a destination, part of your journey, a waypoint that you want to get to, what's required? What are the action steps that are required? Well, I come to you today on this Words Wednesday here at Free Daily Coaching to propose the idea of this. What if we stop and we get rid of the I already know that, or I know that? What if we get rid of this contempt prior to the investigation and we commit? We believe that what we're going to do is going to work. We're going to take the training and we're going to apply. We're going to take what we're learning and then we're going to apply. We're not going to succumb to that contempt prior to investigating. We're actually going to investigate, and our investigation is going to include massive action. And those massive actions will yield a result. And based on that result, we'll then know what we need to do, whether we need to modify the action, whether we need to increase it, decrease it. There's a couple different scenarios that can play out, and that is how I'm going to move forward, and I hope that you will too. I hope that coming today and this quick motivational talk on words and powerful words that you may already be using, and how can you get rid of these words? How can you stop closing the doors in your mind so that the doors will open, you'll go out and flourish, you'll go out and prosper. Why? Because your mind is open, you're willing to take the massive action required to get to the result, to get to your desired goals, to hit the waypoints in your journey. This is measurable. It's absolutely quantifiable. You can track your results. You can see exactly how taking these steps will change your business. Start keeping track of what you're doing, right? Keep track of this. Use methods that will show you so that you can see, okay, I started doing this and look at the result. It's increased. Why? Because I took some action. I'm super excited for everything that you guys are doing. I know there's so many of you that are on the call today that are taking massive action in your business, and I'm super excited to see what comes out of that. I'm super excited to see all of you flourish and blossom into the leaders, into the business owners, into the dynamic people that you all are. Some of you guys are already going so crazy and doing things so far out of your comfort zone that it's inspiring. It's inspiring to myself, and it's inspiring to the people around you. I want to encourage you to keep on pressing forward. Keep on pushing. Keep on going. There's so many people out there right now that are watching you. You don't even know that they're watching you. They're watching you from afar. They're going to see if you persevere. They're going to find out if you really are the leader that you say you are. And they're going to watch you continue to persevere and not quit and keep moving forward. And as you do that, more and more and more and more and more of them are going to be attracted to you. Go out and have an amazing day. I want to thank you all for joining us here at freedailycoaching.com. I want to also remind you that today is Wednesday. What does that mean? Well, that means that there's an industry-wide webinar that happens every single Wednesday. And it is absolutely one of my must-attend events every single week. This is something that I go to every single Wednesday. It's on my calendar. It's part of what I do, and I want to invite you to come. Whether you're a small business owner, whether you have an MLM or a direct sales company, maybe you're a local real estate agent or a local insurance salesman. Hey, whatever you're doing, if you want to build your business bigger, if you want more exposure, get more leads, if you want to make more money in what you're doing, right? If you want to build your mission bigger, spread your message, carry that message to more people, tonight is that opportunity. So I'm going to shoot you over a registration link. Go ahead and get registered for the webinar tonight, and I will see you guys all this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can't wait to see you guys there. Have a great day, and I'll see some of you in just a little bit on our private work session live today in just a few moments. See you guys all there, and have a great day.